What's good, everybody? This is your boy Bodie. I'm here with a special breakdown with my good friend Bobby Beatz.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, man? I'm very excited, man. Bobby and Friends Volume 2 is out.
Everywhere.
Out everywhere.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling, man? How you feeling about it?
Dude, I'm excited. I'm excited to have it out. Been working on it for a couple months, and yeah, dude, I feel like it's some of my best work, and yeah.
As someone who's on the project, it definitely is some of Bobby's best work. Me and Bobby have actually been working for a long time. I'm trying to think, when did you start sending me beats? Probably about
4 years ago. I was maybe like a sophomore or junior in high school.
In high school. Me and Bobby went to the same high school. Shout out to Taft.
Shout out to Taft, yeah.
Caw-caw, Taft Eagles. Nah, man. And the first song we did was actually on Bobby and Friends Volume 1.
Yeah, it was Good Life.
Yes, The Good Life. Do you think that you've made, or what are some of the biggest, I would say, improvements you've made since Bobby and Friends Volume 1?
Ooh, in terms of like my actual music or just everything about it?
Honestly, as Bobby Beatz the person, as Bobby Beatz the producer, whether it be the music, networking, marketing, like what are some of the biggest steps that you feel like you've made? Because when did Bobby and Friends come out, the first one?
It came out in 2020, but I was working on it since probably late 2017.
Yeah,
or like
so
2018.
It was a long time coming.
Yeah, and that was just because like with Volume 1, it was I was just trying to get to know how everything worked in terms of like putting a project out. So I made the mistake of announcing a release date and then having to push it back because the tape wasn't done.
Right.
So for this one, I felt much more confident in the rollout of it. Finished the mixtape, set the date after that, and then worked on all the promo. And just in terms of the sound, I feel like my sound evolved, and I feel like both were cohesive projects.
Yeah.
But this one definitely has more of like an advanced sound and more of like a sound that's like I could consider like my sound.
Yeah, it's very, I feel like it's a more complete, like a more encompassing project.
Yeah.
You know, like it all very much so fits together. And you mixed the whole project, right?
I did, yeah, and that was another thing.
That just made everything easier, I'm sure.
Exactly, yeah, I mixed all the songs myself. You recorded 6 out of the 7 tracks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted from like a producer perspective, there were things where I'd want like vocals in a certain place, or I'd want them to sound a certain way at certain parts of the song, and I feel like working with other engineers, like it'd be possible, but it'd just be like pretty tedious, and if I could just do the whole like mixing aspect from my bedroom,
right,
so I could get little things sounding the way I wanted to, I figured that'd be the best case scenario.
Yeah, and then as a producer, I'm sure you hear things different, and then like you can also go back and alter the beats and do things like that. So would you think that would you say that that's something that you want to do in the future? Like you maybe not being an engineer, but just recording and mixing your own projects.
Absolutely, like just having my hands on it. There were beats that I completely switched out the beat for, and I made a whole new beat for it. And then I added outros to certain beats after the song was already recorded. So it's just things like that that I realized, like, after the fact. I'm glad that I did that because I wouldn't want to be, like, not necessarily stuck with a song with a beat that I wasn't feeling, because I wouldn't have been able to go back to the studio and have the engineer switch the beat out.
Right, it's so tedious. You know, it just makes things easier.
Yeah, for sure.
It's an easier process for you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then, so real quick, I just want to get some background on Bobby before we dive into the project. When did you start making beats? Like, when did you first become Bobby Beatz?
Probably like 8th grade.
Yeah?
8th grade is when I like first started making beats.
And what did you start on?
Huh?
What did you start on?
I started on Logic, and then I just stayed with Logic the whole time. Yeah, so that's why I feel like I'm really like, I just got to know that one DAW, like that one software.
Yeah, just really honing in, like practicing your craft kind of a thing. And that, I feel like Logic is like a good DAW to where you can produce off of, but also on the engineering and mixing side, it's very user friendly.
Yeah.
As opposed to something like Fruity Loops or something like that. That's just kind of like very much so just make these beats.
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, people mix vocals on FL, but it's definitely not the intended purpose, I would say.
Right. Yeah. It's I feel like Logic is a lot more user friendly, if that makes sense. Like I feel like the stock plugins are way better and things like that to where it just makes your life easier, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, what about, what are some of the people that you've worked with so far? Like, or some of just your favorite people that you've worked with?
Favorite people.
Favorite people, favorite songs.
Definitely you. We got so much work in together. Like, you're definitely top of the list.
Thank you.
Really like working with Steve-O, Denzo, like the whole OG crew.
The OGs. Shout out to the OGs.
Well, it was fun. I did a mixtape with Hot Rod and Zach Boog.
Facts. The Christmas tape.
That was just fun. It was just good vibes.
Yeah, because I recorded that. So what? We did that in one session.
Yeah, dude. It wasn't even a long session either.
No,
it was like 3 hours.
3 hours. We knocked out about like 5 Christmas songs.
5 songs, bro.
The 12 Days of Christmas. Yeah, no, that was a good time, bro. Yeah, that was definitely a good time. Hot Rod, Steve.
Zoo, Forever Band.
Yeah, Forever Band.
Yeah, that's so fun.
Yeah, Bobby, you know, puts his work in. You know?
Yeah,
Bobby's been on his grind,
man. Scenes right now, you know, like it's. I definitely have a lot of stuff out that I'm very proud of. And yeah, those artists got some stuff coming with She Go Turbo, and she's insane. So yeah, probably that's a solid list of like 4 or 5 artists that I'm like really excited that I'm working with.
Mm-hmm. Is there, I would say, what's a Chicago artist that you want to work with in the future? Like that you like, let's say 2022, this is one of your goals, like to work with.
I don't know how big I want to go because I have a list. Every producer has their list of artists that they want to work with. Definitely Chance and Herbo.
Bro.
But I don't know. I don't know if that's 20. It might be 2022. I don't want to.
No, it's 2022. You heard it here first. 2022. Bobby Beatz, G Herbo, coming soon.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, definitely Chance and Herb. Those are like the big 2. Right
No Limit Bobby.
Yeah.
I'm here for it, man. So we can just let's dive right into the tape then, man. The first song you have an OG Denzo started with.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of started with, why did you start with this song? Like, what was the sound that made you want to make this the intro?
Just the confidence that he has. I wanted to start off the tape with a very like confident feeling, and then you'd notice as throughout the project progresses, like that feeling kind of evolves. But wanted to start off very strong, very in your face, and it was. You know, like you're saying, he's still here with the ones you started with. Like, he's still with his day ones, and that's how I feel. Like, the people I keep close to me, like, I feel like I'm still with them, and they have my back. Like, whether it be the homies or the artists I'm working with.
Right.
So, yeah, I just wanted to, like, show that right off the bat.
Facts, and I feel like it's a very good way to start the project off, because, like, the song is, it's a banger, bro. Like, the hook is good, but it's not like a hook-based song. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you said, it very much so just encompasses like, hey, I'm still here with the ones I started with. Like Bobby and Friends, it very much so encompasses that. So
thank you, man.
And then how did you start working with Denzo?
Working with Denzo was through you.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly. You probably brought him to one of our sessions, and then
I think
got him work that way.
I think so, yeah, because me and Denzo damn near had a song on one of your beats before, and then to where I just...
We did, yeah. We all did have a song, and that was before... I can't remember the song, but it was before we...
Probably before even, like, Bobby Beatz, or Bobby and Friends Volume 1.
Yeah, probably.
Like, some very old... Like, I was definitely still in my mom's crib recording that.
The first time I had a session with him, that was probably the Goat House session, right?
Yeah, with Yakuza.
With Yakuza.
With Yakuza.
That was on the little EP that I dropped before. That was just on like a SoundCloud exclusive.
Facts. Damn, I forgot about that. The Go House sessions. Oh man.
Yeah, shout out Go House.
Shout out to Go House, man. Shout out to the gang at Go House. And then with OG Denzo, I know with some of these artists, when you make these songs, how do you go about like, all right, this one I'm gonna keep for the tape, this one I want for,
Ooh, yeah.
you know, you can go ahead and have as the artist, you know?
Yeah.
So how do you determine what you give away, quote unquote, and then what you kind of like, no, this is mine?
Yeah, that's a good question, because I feel like with this tape specifically, I had the beats picked out that I wanted and the artist picked out that I wanted on there. So it was just a matter of like matching them up. Probably the beats that I felt like most confident in, but also like I chose beats that they're versatile. Like you could listen to 2 different songs and the beats will sound like the songs have different vibes. But I picked out a handful of beats that I wanted to take through like an artistic kind of like journey, you know?
Yeah, I feel like Started With was a good like starting place. Like it's a very solid song. It's not too out there, like you're not doing too much with the beat. He's not doing like crazy things with his vocals, but it's just like a very solid intro. Like if I turn that song, it's like, okay, I'll listen to song number 2 kind of a thing, you know?
That was the goal with that one.
Okay, and then transitioning into, you got Quicksand.
Quicksand, yeah.
Yes.
Quicksand with Forever Band, Satchel Stokes, and Lil Dance. That came about just in a session with all of us. He brought them. I originally like didn't plan on having Satchel and Dance on the tape.
Right.
But it was just one of those sessions where we caught a vibe, and then they laid down their verses, and it came out super like sounding really good.
Yeah, so everything was hard.
Yeah, so I wanted to keep it on there. But that beat, another beat that I had picked out, and I think I did that one because of the sample, the string sample, and then the switch up that I did.
Bobby Mr. Switch Up.
Yeah, that's probably one of my more recent beats. But with that song also like still on the confidence note of things. Yeah, just being super like strong with the production and strong with the vocals. They're very like just confidence, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say both these first 2 tracks, like you're very much so through these artists like getting your shit off, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like talking my shit.
Yeah, literally like with the production and then going into like what they were talking about. And Bobby Beatz, Mr. B Switch, like is that something that you just enjoy doing? Like is that something that you're like, man, I can't decide, so let me just switch the beat? Because I would say there's maybe like 3 or 4 songs on the tape that you...
They all have a little switch up in them.
You know, little sazon.
It's partly because artistically I can't decide like which route to go down. But also like, I know as a listener, if I listen to a song that has the same beat all the way through, sometimes like I'd get kind of like
you get bored with it.
Yeah, you get bored of it. So having things switch up and just like change and evolve, it's not so repetitive. Keeps the listener on their toes, like, and when that switch up hits and you don't expect it, it's a crazy feeling.
Yeah, especially on that Quicksand beat, like it's a very it's like a complete 180.
Right, yeah.
A complete 180. And then Forever Band with the vocals, like, how was it mixing all these different artists, like, styles and vocals and things like that? Because as an engineer, I kind of know, but I've never had to, like, do a whole project of different people, you know?
It was difficult. I had a template that I just pretty much for every song loaded all the vocals in, but I realized that template didn't really mean much because certain voices have frequencies that you need to EQ out or like boost.
Right.
So yeah, that was difficult. And like same thing with compression or just how they did the takes. Somebody could have been like really close to the mic, somebody could have been a little farther away.
Right.
So just trying to get a solid kind of overall mix on the whole project that sounds cohesive. It was hard with all the different voices.
Yeah, but you did it though.
I feel like I did a pretty good job.
You did a good job, bro. Like as a fellow engineer.
Thank you, man.
I'm proud of you, man. Honestly. Yes, as someone who recorded the songs, bro, I was really excited to just honestly see you dive into. I'm not gonna say the engineering, but just like mixing your own project, like kind of claiming that like, hey, this is mine, you know, kind of a thing. Like, cause I know how that is. Like, that's why I started mixing in the first place, was because like you very much so want control of your product. So it's like I was.
And I mean, that's no disrespect to any engineers.
Nah,
or whatever, but,
exactly,
you know, like,
no, bro. Like
as just like a music maker, you want like.
You have an idea.
Exactly. You want your, like I was saying earlier, you want your hands on things.
Right, and it's like it's a lot of times, you know, I mean, whether it be because of cost or time or just making things, you know, making things come together, like people and artists, it's like, man, I can't do all that. I'd rather just, you know, like what we did, I just sent you all the vocals, I sent you all the recordings, and just let you go crazy.
Watch a couple YouTube videos.
Thanks, yes. Watch the YouTube videos and just go to work. And go to work. And that beat switch is hard. I love like the background vocals at the end.
Oh yeah, dude, I didn't expect him to pull that out of his pocket. He did like a couple layers of just that. Like
he did like 3 or 4 different takes. It was.
But I layered. Like, they're all still in the song. And put some like distortion on the lower one. So I was inspired like with like the harmonies that Kanye does.
Yeah.
Like specifically for that outro, and on the Shigo track later in the tape, but
And see, like, and I don't think people realize, like, I don't know, just how important some of that stuff can be sometimes. Oh, yeah. You know, like, in the studio it may seem goofy or fun or whatever, but those things kind of make or break a track. Like, even whether it's like you're not even saying nothing, you're just in the background. You know, like those things really can bring life to something. And then, speaking of bringing life, next you got What the Fuck with Mockstar. That completely turns the like tape, or not completely, but it very much so brings a different energy to the tape.
Yeah, definitely a different energy.
How did you get locked in with Mockstar?
I was in the whip with my homie Joe.
Shout out Joe.
Shout out Joe Bracero.
Joe
Crazy
Beezy.
With he did the promo video for the tape.
Hey,
but I was in the whip and he was just playing a song that he was gonna shoot a video for Mockstar, and it was crazy. And I'm like, I need to get in touch with this guy. Like he's got a ton of potential.
Yeah.
So
was it like the same lines like of what the fuck is, like just like very high energy?
Yeah. It was definitely like some rage, like kind of like Playboy Cardi vibes, but also like he has his own sort of twist on it where he does his own thing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do that. I got made the beat with my homie Nate. He sent through some melodies for that. Shout out Nate. And I just wanted to bring that like energy to that.
Yeah, it's definitely like a little like plug in on the tape.
Yeah.
You know, cause I'm trying to think. Those first two songs are like kind of piano, little orchestra vibes, and then it goes into just like some turn the fuck up, you know, kind of a thing. And that session was cool too. He was a really good dude.
He just pulled up. He
got. Didn't he have like some food?
He had, like, I think hella food. He ate his food, just listened to the beat, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go in." And then he just lays down. It was a freestyle. Yeah. I should have put that in the title, but I feel like you get the vibe from it.
Yeah,
like,
you get the energy that he just came in and did that shit.
He ran through the whole thing and just killed it. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. Honestly, it was good working with bro.
Yeah.
And then with the tracking and like arrangement of the tape, like I feel like that, like I said, it brought like a big energy to the tape, you know, like, because those first two beats, it's not that they were slow or anything, but it's just like that song definitely stands out in the tape,
I
you know?
intentionally put it that way because with the first two tracks, like I was saying, it was the confidence, but then this one, he's saying life is what you make of, like, life is what you make of it.
Yeah.
So, like, don't give up, just, like, go crazy, like, if you feel that you're, like, good at doing something, like, just do it.
Yeah.
And put your all to it.
Yeah.
So that's
like,
kind of
what the fuck?
To,
like, why wouldn't you do that shit, you know?
And that's why I put it there, because you get the feeling, like, you're feeling confident about what you're doing, and then just the really, like, motivational step of, like, going to do it is something that I felt was important.
Yeah, and that song would definitely motivate me to go do a lot of shit.
Yeah, bro.
You know, I'll put that song on, go clean my room or something.
Yeah, and then that, I feel like that was a good lead into the next song, too.
Yeah, into Like Me?
Like Me,
with Nico.
Nico, that was a really fun session.
That was definitely. I love working with Nico, man.
Yeah, Nico,
honestly, he's such a good dude, bro. Just like good vibes.
Yeah.
He came through. I think he came through with like a Monaco or something like that,
Yeah,
and just
yeah,
laid extra layers. Like I just love it, bro.
Yeah.
Like and we've worked with Nico before.
Yeah, on Reconnect.
Yeah, shout out to Reconnect. Yeah. That video and just everything. That was just a fun process. Is that how you got in tune with Nico, or did you know about him before?
I actually the first time I really locked in with Nico was for the cypher that I did during COVID.
Facts.
And
yes.
it was because
yes.
I was looking for artists to come do it. You put me onto Nico.
Yeah.
So I took a dive into his music.
Damn, I forgot about that.
It.
Yes.
And then I told him to come through for the cypher, and he did. He killed it. And then since then, I wanted to lock in with him more.
Yeah. And Nico, Nico's good people. I love working with Nico. And that song, I would say, might be my favorite song on that.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God, ever since we recorded that, you can't do it like me.
Yeah.
No, I can't do it like me, no.
Exactly, bro. And
it was
exactly
such
like
a
what
vibe.
he's saying, like, can't do it like me. Again, with like...
It's very, I feel like this...
You're untouchable in a sense.
And I think that's kind of where you are at as a producer, is where you're like you're trying to get that out to where it's like, hey, bro, like I'm very unique.
Exactly.
You know, I have my own style, and this is almost like your coming out party, bro. Like, hey, bro, I'm Bobby Beatz, and I make fucking bangers, bro.
Yeah, that was definitely intentional. Like, I wanted to kind of talk my shit.
It was intentional, and it's crazy because you literally just set the platform for these artists with the beats, and then they got that same vibe, which I feel like is a dope thing, you know?
And it's not even like I told these artists like what to say on the songs or how they should come on it. They just did their thing, and then I feel like in the arrangement was the way I was able to like really tell the story.
I was just about to say, because that session in particular too, like I think he recorded it a different way, like laid out, and the beat was a little different and everything. And then we kind of just, you know, copied and pasted and moved things around to where it told a better story. You know.
I think the vocals at the end, what he originally recorded at the end, I'm like, yo, what if we moved it in the middle? He's like, yeah, bro. He's like, it's your song. Let me hear it. So we played it back, and it really like hit different.
It was perfect, and that was before you even got the what was the
sax
yes,
solo.
the sax.
Oh my
shout
God,
out to the sax.
The sax solo, I hit up Master Steve.
Yes, shout out my boy Steve, man. They go.
Killed it, man.
Shout out to Steve. And what was that like? Like, cause did he send you just like a straight instrumentation, like of him over the song, or like did you have to mix that into the beat?
I mixed it. I mixed it into the beat. He sent me the stems and then a reference, and then I pretty much kept it how the reference was, but I added some things here and there, put some effects on it to kind of get the vibe that I wanted. But yeah, I definitely wanted some live instrumentation recorded by other producers on the tape. So yeah, that was really the song where I wanted to showcase it.
Hell yeah, no, and I feel like it very much so added just extra to the song, you know, like, because it comes during the breakdown, and it's just like a lot going on, and Mr. B switch, you know, like you had to throw a little extra little curveball in there. Exactly. No, that's dope. Do you want to work with like live instrumentation in the future? Do you want to learn instruments? Like, is there a specific instrument you're trying to do right now?
I want to get back to playing drums. That's where I really started with music.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah, like. Just like that. No, but in first grade, I started drumming on the desk with pencils, and my teacher came up and she's like, "You should like actually do drum lessons." I don't know if it was some like backhanded thing, like you know, you know,
just like yo, here,
a little bit,
or just like, hey,
or
bro.
she actually like noticed like, okay, this kid's like interested in that. So since then, I took drum lessons, and I was playing drums. Did band in high school, like marching band, but I really want to like record like a drum set for like a
just
song.
4 songs,
for, like,
and things like
like
that. That would be really dope. Like live, I feel like the live instruments very much so you can feel the liveness of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can program a saxophone or a violin or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We can program that shit, but it's like it's not that same feeling. Like I could just imagine Steve in the studio like Lisa Sensei.
Exactly, man. But other than that, I want to work with more like acoustic guitarists, electric guitarists. I feel like that'd be dope.
Yeah, I think that would be fun too. Like the electric guitar is just between like amps and like all the effects and like it's an endless possibilities on that. You know.
Yeah.
You know, so
that'd be fun.
I think that would be dope, bro. I'm probably not gonna do that shit, but more power to you. And so that song, it's crazy because that song goes into like a very much so similar vibe song. I feel like into Ballin' All Season, bro. And can you give us the story about that beat and that song?
My God,
just because like that was I don't know, it's just dope, bro. I'm gonna let you go.
So for that song, I originally had a beat where I sampled a marching band. It was like the drum section, like the drum line.
Literally, like Nick Cannon and all his friends were in that bitch. It was hard though.
Yeah, it was hard. It was just a random like college band or something that I found on YouTube when I was in one of the rabbit holes. And I sampled it. I loved the beat. I didn't like the mixing of it because the way the sample was, it was hard to mix because they recorded it in like a cafeteria or something.
Yeah.
So it was just really like
hella reverb, hella space in there.
Unwanted like space, and I wasn't able to really get that out of there. But I feel like with that beat, it set the tone for the energy that I wanted for especially Miski to come on because she is a very like hard like Chicago rapper. Like she'll talk her shit.
Right.
And that really brought out the energy, and it also brought out a lot of cool sports references. In your hook and in Miski's verse.
Right, and I feel like it kind of made it. It helped it make it cohesive. You know what I'm saying? Because we did have the marching band beat at first, and we were gonna go with the. It was like I don't know, some March Madness type something, bro.
Yeah. But then I completely switched the whole vibe.
And it worked out perfectly.
It was a super hard beat, and I switched it to like a softer, not like soft, like I'd say.
I'll say laid back. You know what I'm saying? It's not soft, but it's like more chill beat, you know?
Yeah, but it's got a nice juxtaposition when Miski comes in with the hard verse.
Facts.
And then I cut the beat out in parts of it, so where she's just rapping super hard over just these like synths in the background.
Yeah.
I really liked how that sounded. And yeah, that was how that came about.
Is that something that you would want to like try to do more, like taking someone like Miski who raps over lots of like harder beats and like a lot of like I don't know, in terms like a drill rapper on these different kind of beats. Like I think like you said, the juxtaposition was like perfect, bro, because it's like she's rapping these hard bars and sports references, but over this very soothing beat.
I feel like I want to do that more, especially because it's a way to get artists out of their comfort zone, meaning like they could record on a beat they're comfortable on, but then the producer, like I could go in and switch it up and give it a whole new like meaning, a whole new vibe. So yeah, I'm trying to do that more. But yeah.
Is that something that you're like more open to? Because I know we've done that before to where I've like sent you songs and vocals and things like that. Like, is that something you enjoy doing? Because I know a lot of producers may not necessarily like, quote unquote, like remaking beats or remaking songs or something like that. But
it is something I like doing. It's challenging, but like in a good way.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times, like especially with modern music, like people get a beat and then they rap over it, as opposed to making the beat around the song, like the vocals that are already written. So yeah, I'd love to do that more.
Facts. I think that's something that you get like as a producer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think one thing about you is that you know in basketball we always say KYP, like know your personnel. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're sending beats to somebody, you know like, hey, this is their sound, this is what they could and should go on, as opposed to like just like sometimes people just send you a beat and you're like, what the hell is this? Like, have you heard any of my music?
Yeah. I mean, I do that sometimes with artists. When I'd send an artist beats, I'd include a majority of like what their style normally is, but then I also include some like some sounds that would like take them out of their like usual like what they usually make.
Yeah, out their usual range. Like you've definitely sent me beats to where I've been like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this, but I'm gonna do something though. It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire in the name of Bobby Beatz. Yeah. And then so continuing on, we go into the Shigo song. And honestly, I kind of like, cause did you have any females on the first one? On Bobby and Friends Volume 2?
I had Mika Luciano as part of the Wonder Twins,
Yes, but I like the expansion. Like you got Miski on here, you got Shigo on here.
Yeah, I was thinking
and I know you've been
that.
working a lot with, I know you did a couple songs with Ebony.
Yeah.
So like, is that something you want to do in the future? Like just working with more female artists and things like that?
Of course. And it wasn't necessarily like
on purpose.
Intentional.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to be like, yo, like I need to get like
a female
girl artist.
Yeah.
I was just looking for artists who were dope.
Right.
And I was thinking the other day, I was listening through them, like these artists are so, like their backgrounds are so diverse, whether it be like gender, race, religion, like it's all over the place. But what they all have in common is being from Chicago.
Yeah.
And that's something that with the first tape I wanted to do, but wasn't really able to do. I got songs from artists from like different states, but
which is also very cool.
It's cool. Yeah, but
shout out to International Bobby.
Yeah, that was cool, but I really wanted this one to be like
more home.
Chicago.
Yeah, like it's Bobby and Friends for real. Like your real people that you really locked in. Because other than Shigo, you were at all the sessions, right?
Yeah. That's what I wanted to do different with this tape too. I wanted to be there in person for the recording. Obviously with Shigo's, I wasn't able to be there, but like it still worked out. Like I told her, gave her a general vibe like of what I wanted to go for with the track, and she took it and ran with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And Shigo's not too far off. She's still in the Midwest, you know. So it's dope, man.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of been a long time coming because us three at least have been in the same realms a lot, you know, whether it be through like the Lit Pit stuff and like Hot Rod, or like I feel like we've all kind of been bound to work with each other.
Exactly. And Shigo and I were talking about that too, just being able to finally lock in, because I reached out to her for the first tape and just like everything didn't align right at the time.
Right.
But we knew that eventually, like when the time was right, we'd get the work in. And like it's crazy that it happened with Shigo, because in the song she's talking a lot about like the universe's plan, like if the universe has something set out for something to happen, there's not much you could do to like change it.
Right. Divine timing.
And that's where I really feel like the mixtape took a turn. It kind of did in Ballin' All Season. With just like the vibe. But this one kind of takes it to like the confidence, to like laid back, like you're sitting at the top laid back, which is Ballin' All Season, like you're kind of enjoying like the fruits of your labor.
Exactly.
And this one kind of turns into like feeling lost, which I felt like is like accurate along with the confidence. It, like I said, it takes you through an artistic journey that's like relevant to like I guess kind of what's going on in my life.
Yeah. Probably like once you get here, it's like then what? You know, like what am I supposed to do, kind of a thing.
And just the feeling of like being lost, like losing people who you're close to, like whether it be friendships, relationships, like all that, those sorts of things. But just knowing that like there's a plan out there and you gotta stick to the like whatever the universe got.
Stick to the plan, right? No, and is that something that as a producer you've kind of had to learn? Because I'm sure there's people that you've reached out with, there's beats that you've sent to people and they're like, oh, I love this. There's probably songs you've got back to where that never come out. Like, is that something that's like hard on your end? Yeah,
it's something I've come to terms with though. Like, it's just the nature of like how music is and just how life is. Because even outside of music, things happen along those same lines where you just gotta like.
Right, you can plan all you want, but then life just happens sometimes.
Yeah, life happens. But yeah, that happens a lot with music and happens in life. So that's just a song that kind of like touches on that.
Yeah, no, and I think that was kind of one of the later songs that you not added to the tape because I'm sure you probably had it in your head, but that was probably one of the last songs that you ended up working on.
Receiving,
Yeah. And do you think that had anything to do with like the arrangement of the track list? Or is that, like you said, you wanted to just add that like kind of lost and divine timing vibe?
I had a placeholder in the track list for Shigo's song. I wanted her to be at that place in the tape before I got the song back.
Right.
Had a different beat that I originally wanted her on, but then she sent back, I sent her a whole pack and she sent back this one. I'm like,
yeah. You're like, hey.
Yeah, at first I thought she was going to use it for like her own stuff, and then she's like, oh no, these are like all ideas for your tape. I'm like, oh yeah, that very first one you sent me, like that one's perfect for what I want to do. So yeah, I had the placeholder there. I wanted it to be at that point in the tape.
Yeah, it's the arrangement of the tape. I think that's one thing that you definitely improved on. Or I don't even say improved on, but like that I appreciate about this volume is that like the cohesiveness and just like listening, it's very much like you said, a journey.
Yeah.
Like it's not something where I'm just like, oh, like where did this come from? You know, like from Ballin' All Season to that, and then into the outro, which is Come Get Me, which is something that we've had
in the pocket for
a long time.
That's probably, which is crazy too, because that song is the oldest song out of all of them on the tape.
Yeah.
Just like Good Life was on the first one.
Yeah.
Which I found.
I'm an old soul, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
I know. I definitely want. You're holding on to that one for.
Because it's one of those. Like
it was one of those, yeah. For a couple months, maybe like a year almost.
About a year, because we did that. I recorded that maybe like 3 times.
3 times, yeah. But yeah, that one takes kind of follows along the track of like. It's kind of like an emotional relapse. I want to call it, because like in Shigo's song, she's talking about like the universe, like the plan that it's set out for you. But then this one is like it kind of brings the feeling of like desperation, like being down bad.
Yeah.
Like when I listen to it, it's like drunk 3 a.m. like
exactly.
up text.
Yes, that's like, exactly. Come get me.
Yeah.
Come get me.
And I feel like that's something I experience in my life as well. Just like knowing that I need to stick to like a certain like I know I need to keep strong in like whatever's going on in my life. But then sometimes like emotions like will get to you and you're like, damn, like, you know.
Yeah, that's very much so like when emotions take over, you know, like
gets in the way of like logical thinking.
Very much so. I think that's something that the song does a lot too. And I love the mix that you did, like some of the things that you did on the song.
Oh my God,
they're
that
like,
was so fun.
Yeah, no, I know, I can tell you had a lot of fun just with like some of the breaks and taking the beat out, slowing things down.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the ones where I'm like the mixing side and arrangement side of things. I really had fun with it.
With the little
yeah, the phone call in the middle was something I did after the fact. And even the harmony once the beat comes back in, layering all those vocals. I had really high, like pitch up high, really pitch down low. I had a lot of fun with that, and just like bringing the beat out and in, and then fading out at the end. Kind of brings that like drunkenness.
Yeah.
Like that drunk
feeling.
It's
very much like a wasted, like a ending to your tape kind of a thing. And I think it's dope, like now listening and talking to you about it more, even though we like cool or whatever, but like this breakdown, it very much so is a good end to that, like you said, that confidence, and then I'm here now, and now I'm kind of, like you said, I'm kind of lost, you know, because it's like, where do I go from here?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a good
cliffhanger.
Yes, there you go. Thank you for, because I know you could see in my face, I didn't know what the fuck it was. No, it's very much a good cliffhanger into whatever's next for you.
Yeah, man, that's kind of how I wanted to end it.
Yeah.
With sort of like a feeling of uneasiness or like unexpectedness.
Yeah, like that's exactly what it is. It's very much so like, I don't know where you might go from here.
Right.
Like, because I've heard on this tape, you've heard the hard shit. You've kind of heard a little more emotional stuff. You've heard just literally like good songs.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, so like now what's next? Like I said, I feel like this is very much like your coming out party. Like, I can do whatever you want me to do. you know, kind of a thing. I can, even if it's like, you need me to mix or whatever, you know, kind of a thing.
I definitely wanted it to be a standout, like, project just because, like, in general, there's not a lot of producers doing projects like this.
Yes.
Especially in Chicago, where I feel like I'm overlooked at times.
Yeah.
And just the overall
I think
scene.
so. Until you hear that, Bobby.
Exactly, bro. Like,
Bobby. That's the crazy thing, bro. It's like you've worked with a lot of really good artists. You had songs on the radio for not even like once, but like back to back, weeks, months. Yeah. You had like 3 songs. Like Bobby does this, bro. I don't know if you realize.
I do.
So I'm very happy and just like proud of like what this project has become and turned into, and just like wherever you go next. Like,
thank you, man.
I think that's dope. That. And then so into that, where is there gonna be a Bobby and Friends Volume 3?
I don't know. At this point, I don't know because I didn't even expect there to be a Volume 2.
Right.
It was kind of just hit me one day. I'm like, okay, I'm in tape mode now.
Right. You said, You said I have an idea. So well, okay, let's take away the Bobby and Friends. Is there something that you just want to produce yourself, like executive produce? Like, do you want to keep doing producer projects? If that makes sense.
Yeah. Of course, I definitely do.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I'm excited, man. We're gonna keep working. You already know,
of course. And
doing just cool shit. But like I said, I'm just very excited to see where you go from here. Like, I think this is a good end of year 2021. Like, we did a lot. Like, we've done a lot in this past year, and you've done a lot. Like, I feel like it's a good way to wrap it up and then move on into next year. You got the tape coming out, got a nice month to kind of, I don't know, maybe not relax, because, you know, of course you got a promo and stuff like that, but just to kind of enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Exactly.
Kind of a thing. What's something in 2022 that you have like on your checklist? Whether it be working with someone, whether it be getting songs somewhere, million streams. I don't know. What's something that like a tangible goal that you have this year?
I want to executive produce a project, not for myself, but like for another artist.
Right.
Just overseeing everything. It doesn't even need to be all like my beats.
All your beats, yeah.
Probably that's a big goal of mine. Other than that, it's just like artists that I want to lock in with, producers I want to lock in with. There's a lot of dope producers in the city.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like artists and producers that I want to work with more.
Yeah. And then, is there Bobby the engineer? Is that a thing?
I was considering it.
Bobby Beatz or Bobby vocals?
All my roommates are telling me to get a mic and start recording out of my room. Yeah. Which I might. I don't know. That's something I'm still unsure about yet, because I might just want to keep locking in on the beats, and because other than that, I'm busy. Like.
Yeah, I know. You got school. Thankfully, my boy got a month off or whatever until next year, so he can come kick it with us. But I know you're busy, man. You got schoolwork. You got work. Which is also still music related, so I'm sure you just like.
It's sometimes I get musiced out.
Yeah, I know exactly how you feel for sure. No, I think that it's something like, I don't even think you necessarily have to be an engineer, like even on some Kenny Beats type shit, like to where you can just, an artist can lock in with you and then record their song and then you could just send it off. You know, like. Because, like, I feel like every artist or producer or whatever should be able to just record their own shit.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
You know, whether it be final or not, that's fine. But just, you should be able to get your idea out there and hear how it sounds. Yeah, for you, pretty much just for you, yourself, you know, so you can know, oh, yeah, this is it. Or, like, oh, no, this may not be it, kind of a thing.
Yeah, I get you.
But I think that that's something that you definitely should look into. Like, I mean, bro, you should get it, Because we run sessions out of this man's house. We run sessions out of your house. So is there anything that you're looking forward to, like, that's not maybe your tape-wise, but, like, artists that you're already locked in with that is coming out or anything like that?
Probably Forever Band, She Go. Angry Reactions, who's a TikToker that I've been working with.
Yes, shout out 1 year, man.
Yeah, we're gonna put out some really dope music.
Fire.
Stuff with you, just like producing more with you.
Come on, man.
But other than like music stuff, I'm just excited for like a new year. Just like
yeah,
just working on myself all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Facts, man. Facts. Well, I feel like that's pretty much everything, bro. We kind of touched upon all the songs. And things like that, man. Like I said, I'm very much so happy and proud of just like how far you've come as a producer and just a person, bro. Like doing the mixing and everything. So,
thank you, bro.
You know, it's a big shout out to Bobby, man. The fucking GOAT, man. It's been a good time talking to you, bro.
Yeah,
always good kicking it. And just, go check it out. Bobby and Friends Volume 2 is out now.
Everywhere, all platforms.
Everywhere, all platforms. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Love. Peace.